Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I have the DJI Air 3 again today. Had my first flight the other day out at the Snake River Canyon. I've been busy. This has just been my next chance to get the drone up in the air. We've had some pretty good heat in Idaho, so some very hot days, so not conducive to having fun flying. However, today is a little bit overcast, so that's not going to be really great for quality video. However, it's not a bad day for being out flying because then it's not so blazing hot. It's in the low 80s right now, very little wind. I'm out at Julius Kleiner Park, so what we're going to do right now is take the drone up, and I want to try out the APAS 5.0. Now, I'm not going to do any tracking, but what I'm going to do is fly this guy in between the trees, and we're just going to see how it manages to work its way around the trees and stuff, and whatever else we can find to challenge the drone with. The other thing that I thought of is that perhaps we can fly over the top of the Meridian Village shopping center, or the Village at Meridian, whatever they call it. And with the 3x telephoto on this guy, we might get a better look at that fountain that they have, the dancing fountain that they have in the main square over there. So anyway, I charged this battery the other day, so I don't know how much it's going to be. It's showing 4 lights on it, but you know, we may not have a full 100% charge. We'll see where it's at when we get the drone turned on. Enough jibber jabber. Let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Hey, okay guys, we're just getting ready to take off here, and I had another anomaly similar to what I had the other day when I was out at the canyon. I had a Samsung, I want to read the name to you, the Samsung Pro Plus 128 gigabyte card that I got off of Amazon, and again, the drone is not recognizing the card. So fortunately, I've got a SanDisk Extreme with me, so I installed that SanDisk Extreme and it's fine now, but it's just interesting to me, and I will add that Bill the Drone Reviewer had a similar problem. Johnny Drone Flyer, did not. He's using that same Samsung card in his Air 3, and he's not having any problems at all. So could I have a bad card? I don't know. I can tell you I took it home, formatted it on my home computer, and my home computer was looking at it fine. I then stuck it back in the drone, fired up the drone, and the drone recognized it. But now that I'm out in the field, it won't recognize it. I tried to format it, etc., and it just didn't work. So at any rate, you know, be prepared, carry an extra card with you, I guess is the lesson there. You know, I think I'm going to start in 4K 30 frames per second here, and I'm going to see if that gives me more options with regard to switching to the telephoto. I'm just getting used to this drone as well, so I'm learning as we go. So in any case, let's take a quick look at that safety menu, maybe. Okay, so let's go back up to the, we're in the camera menu here. Let's go to the safety menu. We're in bypass, which, you know, that's what we want to test out. So we want to check that out today. And we are not going to do it in Nifty mode. We're going to leave it in normal. Normal is a little more aggressive. Nifty is supposed to be more cinematic, although they warn you that in Nifty mode, it may not avoid everything. So anyway. And optimal return to home at 35 meters. That's plenty where we're at. Our other settings look good. It's not asking for any calibrations. I want to add that I have never calibrated either the compass or the IMU on this drone. The drone isn't asking for it. I wait till the drone asks for it before I do it. Battery, we'll look at that, but it looks good as we knew it would. 0 cycles on this particular battery. Okie dokie, so 94% battery, so it did start to deplete a little bit while it was in storage, but let's go ahead and start recording now. And I'm going to turn around the Action 2 camera so that you can see the drone take off there. And let's do an automated takeoff on the app. Hitting takeoff now.
Takeoff.
And there it is.
Home point updated.
Yeah, and it, we got the message that we updated the home point, so that's good. This thing is quiet. I'll tell you what, that's one of the beauties of this drone, is it's so unobtrusive. In fact, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to turn off OA for a second so that we can bring it in close here. So let's bring it in close to us here, close to the camera, so you guys can get a good look at it. And I don't know if you're going to be able to hear anything on my mic that I've got on my chest here, but anyway, I just had to look down at the mic to make sure I was recording, and yeah, I am. One of the things about doing live narration on a video. So anyway, lots of comments about that big gimbal on there. Let's rock this guy back and forth, and you can see how that works. I'm gonna bring it in real close here and get it right in front of the camera. And so cool that you can do that with this drone. And I'm going to back it up, and you're going to see that camera dip, and then we're going to bring it forward, and you're going to see that camera pick up. So you can see the way that camera dipped down. And as I bring it forward, let's back up a little. As I bring it forward, you can see that the camera looks up. Well, it does that. That's how it maintains that stable video. But at any rate, let's quit messing around here. I just wanted to show you. It's a big camera on there, so I just thought it was worth showing that to you. So I'm going to go back in. I'm going to turn all of that bypass back on, and we are back in OA. And of course, it's starting to squeal at us here. And I see my my Action 2 camera shut down. I don't know if it overheated or what. I'm going to check that real quick. You know what? I'll bet you I didn't have the Action 2 camera on. I'm sure what happened there is the camera just shut down because I didn't have it recording. So I'm going to cut all that out that I just did, but I'm going to do it over again for you here. So we're going to. I'm going to start recording on the Action 2 camera. That helps. Again, trying to do live narration and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to shut off obstacle avoidance. And what I did earlier was I brought it in to show you how that gimbal works on this guy. Brought it in close to the camera, which you can do with OA off. It's not going to squawk at us. And this drone is so stable that you can do that kind of thing. So let me kind of go back and forth, and you can see how that gimbal, how it keeps that camera steady. And I'm going to back it up here, and you're going to see that camera dip just a little bit. And that, again, is how it stays steady. And if we go forward, you'll see the camera look up towards the nose of the drone. So anyway, that's just how that gimbal works. And the reason I'm showing that on this guy, I've shown it on other drones before, but because this guy has such a big camera on it, I wanted to show that. We are going to turn OA back on, and the drone is squawking at us. And it's time. I'm turning the camera here a little bit so you can see it. It is time to do our droning. I'm going to drop the camera down just a little and reverse and up. And there's a branch right there and another tree behind the drone. But I'm not worried about any of it because this guy has 360 obstacle avoidance. And you just don't have to worry. God, what a beautiful day in the park today, huh? Check it out. We'll just do a little flyabout here to start. It's just a nice, I can just say this, it's a comfortable day. You can see the cloud layer up there, and that is, otherwise might not be so comfortable in the direct sunlight in the summer like this, but it's making it a pretty good day to be out here. So we'll bring this guy back towards us, and we're going to do what we set out to do to begin with, and we're going to try out that the obstacle avoidance and the APAS system on this drone. let's get over the side here. So initially it had intended to go over here, but I want to show you here. Yeah, they're doing some road work. Well, they took down some of the signs here, but they're doing a lot of, it looks like they're putting a water pipe or something in there. But that's kind of where it would have been my first choice. But let's come back towards us here. Oh, the other thing that I want to try on this video is the ascent speed and the descent speed. So, in fact, we'll go out over the pond again, and we'll give that a shot here. 80% battery, so we're in good shape. I did a lot of messing around there, and in fact, I can turn off my action camera now because it's not recording anything. But I feel kind of dumb that I forgot to turn that on. So let's see. So let's get down. I'm going to get down a little ways here. Let's look right at the fountain in the middle. And we're about, we can get down a little, let's get about 5 meters high. And you can see well, we're about 6 meters high. Let's go down a little further. And you can see the speed. If you look down there in the top, in the bottom left, you're going to see meters per second. And if you look at horizontal there, the one with the H in front of it, we're going to go straight up on the stick, and we're in normal mode, and they're saying this has 10 meters per second both directions, so straight up on that left stick, and let's see if it gets to that 10 meters per second. And it didn't, so we're just in normal mode, so we might try it in sport mode later. And that was just me switching that switch. I'm going down, and yeah, 6 meters per second straight down too, so yeah, I mean, which is fast. I'm telling you, 6 meters per second is fast. Okay, let's throw it in sport mode now. I had the switch in the wrong place earlier, but when you take off, the drone always defaults to normal mode, no matter where you have that switch. Okay, so let's go full stick up now, and let's see if we get that 10 meters per second. And yeah, we do. Look at that. Boy, oh boy, that baby's climbing. Holy cow. That's well over 20 miles an hour. Holy cow. That's a lot. Okay, stick straight down, and this thing is falling out of the sky at 10 meters per second. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. But remember, you don't have OA when you're in sport mode, so we're going to throw this guy back in normal mode so that we don't crash it into the water or something like that. Okay, let's bring it back towards us, and we'll be able to. It's time to try out some of the obstacle avoidance on this guy. There's a nice little tree right there. Let's just go straight towards it and see what happens. Yeah, went right around it, didn't it? You saw me kind of chicken out there at the end. You know, when you see that coming up in your camera feed, it kind of sets you back a little bit. So we got some. I want to make sure that we're not interfering with anybody on the trails here, but here's some good tree. Yeah, we don't want those girls right there. That's right, kind of where I'm sitting, but we don't want to be any close to where they are. But you can see I was going to go sideways into a tree there, but let's go straight to this guy, and right over the top it goes. And yeah, so I'm saying that's pretty darn cool. Let's see what it does here. And you know, the drone's really squawking at me, but we're going over this stuff and around this stuff. I'm just pushing the stick straight forward, and it's just moving around it. That is pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. That is worth a lot to you, let me tell you. So let's get down here lower and move forward, picking that camera up a little bit, and I'm going to bring it back towards me. And we got all these, you know, we got all these branches hanging down here, and it's and you can see where I'm at, sitting in the on the picnic table on the other side of that tree. Let's just go straight towards me and see what it does, and it's going to just go right behind me here. That is phenomenal. That is really good. Yeah, let's look at this tree right here, and yeah, straight towards it, and it just goes right on around. That is some pretty cool technology. Let's just go straight towards this guy. This is the drone that the tree when I was doing my droney. Straight forward, and look at the way it aggressively moved around it. That is pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. We got another group of trees over here. We can try these guys out. And yeah, it just moves around it. And so, you know, I'm just kind of hitting the throttle here, and it's just moving around these trees like a boss. What's it gonna do here? Now you saw me chicken out there. That was me chickening out. Okay, let's turn around. I'm gonna call that APAS 5.0 a winner. Let's see if we can bring it back to us now here. Get down a little bit lower. And it says my internal storage is full. I forgot to switch it to the SD card. So I'm gonna have to go into camera and do that. Sorry, folks. SD card. Let's, and now SD card is highlighted, so I don't know if it switched automatically. I don't know. But we're gonna, well, you know what? I'm not even gonna format that guy. I am just gonna hit record again. Storage full. Is it recording? It should be recording to the SD card because it was highlighted there. But interesting that, yeah, we ended up with storage full. So let's go over here, and we've got, I don't see anybody here. Let me just make sure that we got nobody here by this picnic shelter. And we should be able to just go right through that guy. Let me pick up the camera. And with that obstacle avoidance, we should just be able to go right underneath it. And sure enough, we did. And you don't have to worry about running into anything. Here we go. And you know, you hear those chimes, you hear it squawking at me, and we're not very high off the ground here. And the cool thing is you can go up too, because it's got obstacle avoidance above it as well. So yeah, it just moved right around that tree there. Okie dokie, let's get back to where I'm at here. You can see me on the picnic table over there. If we go straight by this, and we're just gonna hold it straight forward, and it's going right around. It's just right in front of me now. I'm telling you, it is cool to watch this thing go. So in fact, yeah, you know, I was gonna get, if I had another cameraman with me, we'd actually follow it around with the action camera. But enough of that. You get the point. I'm saying that the APAS on this drone is a winner. I'm going full stick forward here, and it just goes right around this. And then let's go up. Let's go straight up. And let me drop that camera down again, and let's see, we're at 59% battery. Let's just look around here a little bit. But I guess we proved the value of that APAS. It's telling me storage is full, so I sure hope it's recording to the SD card right now. Otherwise, all you guys are going to see is the screen recording. I believe that it is. Yeah, we got some people out there playing a little pickleball. And I saw a couple birds fly in front of us there. So this might be an opportunity to take a look at that 3x zoom camera. So it looks to me like I need to stop recording to do that. So we're going to stop recording again, and we're going to click on the film strip icon. And I don't see, is there anything here? I do not see anything in this menu like you do on the Mavic 3 for Explorer mode, which allows you to just switch the cameras smoothly by using the scroll wheel. This guy won't do that. So That's just something to note. So let's go back in, and I'm going to switch well, we're already on 30. I was going to switch it to 60, but you know, we're already on 30, so let's go ahead and hit that 3x, and there we go. And you get a good look. You know, we're way off, and you get a good look at that pickleball court. Let me grab some more altitude here. Grabbing some altitude and looking down, and let's see if we can do a rotation. And we can. And in fact, and by the way, again, we're 37 meters in the air. Let me drop that camera a little bit more. So that'll tell you the value, I think, of that. And of course, I didn't start recording. So you're just looking at that on the screen recording. I tell you, that is one of the frustrating things about this guy, is you got to remember to start recording. Okay, we're gonna go back to 1x, and you'll see how far away we actually were. So we were a ways away. Let's start recording. Doggone it. That's the thing. You got Explorer mode on the Mavic 3 that you don't have to stop recording to switch between those cameras. On this guy, you do. So just remember that. And that was my problem when I was out at the canyon. You just got to remember to hit that recording button again. So in any case, let's go. What I want to do is go out over the top of these buildings at the Meridian Village, or the Village at Meridian, or whatever the heck they call the shopping center here. The real shishi shopping center where everything's expensive, but it looks really cool. Yeah, that's just me. So anyway, you can see the fountain there, and the fountain is dancing right now. And again, we are over the top of the buildings here. So let's see if we can stop recording, and we're going to see if we can get into 3x zoom there. Now that's cool. That just brings you right in. And then let's see if we can. You know, the other thing that I think you can do here that we might as well try, start recording. Holy cow, started recording. Is my understanding is that spotlight mode or focus track will work on this 3x zoom camera. So I'm going to center it on the center of the fountain, and I'm going to draw a square there and see if I can. Yep, I got that. Let's do POI. And we're going to click, well, it's given us the tutorial here. We're going to click go, and I want to speed it up a little bit. So there we go. So we sped it up. Yeah, well, we lost the subject, so we're going to have to try that again. Let's get that subject. POI, go. Let's speed that guy up. And, you know, hopefully I can just let this guy go. Can I raise altitude while I'm doing it? I can't. Well, yeah, slowly. I'm slowly getting it to raise altitude here. And it's not really keeping that in center of frame. So I am going to start over here. So I'm going to drop that camera down. I'm going to get X out of that POI that we have there. And I'm going to drop that camera down, and I'm going to try again. I'm going to grab some altitude and get up here a ways so that we are up well above things. And I am going to try a point of interest again. And we got it. We're going to hit POI, and we're going to hit, we're going to speed that up. We're going to click go. And again, we're going counterclockwise. Yeah, that's better. That's better, and it seems to be. I was messing with the left stick there, so I think that kind of messed up our point of interest, but looks like we got it really good here. Yeah, so okay, so that's giving you a good look at the fountains in the shopping center, and trust me, we are way over the top of the buildings. We are not anywhere close. It looks like we're right over the top of it. We're not, because you got that 3x tele. So let me see if I can, and I see our point of interest kind of wandering just a little bit, but not too bad. It's still keeping the fountain roughly in the center. Let me see if I can switch to 1x, and you'll see how far away we are. I'm going to stop recording. Yeah, and it's still staying in POI, but what I can't do is switch. So I have to stop, and I have to get out of that POI. Well, now that just, there we go. Click that X. So now we can switch to 1x. So that's interesting. So you'll see how far away we are. So that's how far away we are. Let's do that spotlight mode again. And it's going to be a little harder to, yeah, identifying objects failed because I just think we're just too far away to do that. So one more time. Nah, it won't let me do it. So let's get down here a little bit closer and maybe it will. One more time. Yeah, we're just too far away. So you definitely, well, okay, so let's try something different. Let's see if we can, let's get back up to that height and see the steeple right here. Let's see if we can get it to identify that. And I cannot. It's not even, it's just wanting to, I'm trying to draw that square and it thinks I'm trying to set EV. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. One more time here. Well, tell you what, let's start recording. So we're recording again and then see if that makes a difference. Yeah, I just can't get it to, it just won't do it. There we go. There we got one. Okay, let's go to POI and go. Let's go the other way. So you're still going to see the fountain, but not as zoomed in. Now, because we're on that steeple, I wonder if I can do digital zoom from here. So let's try the digital zoom. I'm on that right-hand scroll wheel, and look at that, we can. So you can do the crop in zoom, but you can't switch cameras while you're in that mode. So, interesting to know. So, okay, I'm going to stop that. We've seen about enough of that. Maybe we can just kind of go, well, I need to get out. I always forget to get out of that point of interest mode. So maybe what we can do here is with the 3x tele, and again, I got to stop recording, switch to the 3x camera, and start recording, and kind of get you on a little bit of a tour around this place. And again, you know, we are quite a ways away.
Max altitude reached.
Yeah, see, we're at
Fly with caution.
Yeah, we're at 120 meters, so we're 400 feet high, and it looks like we're right on top of this place. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? So I'll see if I can just kind of take you on a little tour. We're gonna stay kind of away and over the top of
Fly
these.
with caution.
Yeah, we got manned aircraft nearby, and I can hear him too. So we are dropping in altitude. Yeah, and he's not in our. I can show you. Maybe I can show you on the map here. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, no, because I don't have a cell connection. It's really not showing us anything on the map. So hang on here. Let's go back to the attitude indicator. But at any rate, that aircraft is long gone, and we're going to grab some altitude again. Trust me, that was an airliner, and he was probably at a couple thousand feet.
Altitude reached.
So, and we were at 400 there. So, anyway, let's go around here. Kind of cool that you guys got to see that. And we'll continue giving you a tour here. And again, like I see, often that they have activities going on here. They'll block all these streets off at times, and they'll have different activities. Sometimes they'll have car shows, you know, car clubs. Like I know the Porsche Club comes in here and other clubs, and they'll just park all their cars and people can wander around there and look at them. Okie dokie, let me pick up the camera and kind of give you another view here, kind of giving you a tour. And yeah, let's call it good. That's, I'm going to stop recording again. We're going to go back to 1x, and you're going to see how far away we actually were. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Okay, full stick forward. Let's go back this way over the top of the buildings and the empty parking lot over here. We don't need to be that high either, so we are coming down at the same time. 25% battery. And sorry for that pause there for a second. I had a call coming in on my phone. Cool thing about using this controller is it doesn't knock you offline or anything. Okay, one more thing. I think we ought to throw this guy in sport mode, and we demonstrated the ascent speed and the descent speed. Let's go across the park here and throw this guy in sport mode and see just how quickly we can get across the park out into the field there. So in sport mode now, and again, remember when you're in sport mode, you do not have obstacle avoidance. So anyway, that's just worth remembering. Okay, full stick forward now. We're going to go straight out, and we're going to go all the way to the other side of that field there. And this guy should get up to 21 meters per second, which is about 47 miles an hour. There's 20. Doesn't look like we may not quite get there.
Battery level is low.
Yeah, so it's wanting to go into return
Return
home.
to the home point in 10 seconds.
We're just going to let it do it, and I'm going to throw it in normal mode. And we're just going to let this guy. You know what? It's weird. As soon as I threw it in normal mode, it knocked me out of that auto return to home. So, but it's still asking to return to home, so we're going to do that. Okay, let's leave it pointed directly away from us, and I didn't start recording, did I? There you go. So you guys will have seen that on the screen recording. I'll tell you, it's so frustrating. I hate that when you switch between the cameras, you've got to remember to start recording. And I just happened to look down and see that I wasn't. Okay, let's hit return to home. We're going to do it on the controller.
Return to home.
And it's coming back, and I'm going to set my camera up here, start my Action 2 camera so that you guys can see the landing. And I'm actually going to get that Action 2 camera. Well, you know what? I was going to get it down low, but maybe that's not the smartest idea because I want you guys to see it coming down. So, and it's coming directly to us here. And I'm dropping the camera as we go. That's me dropping the gimbal down. And we do have full obstacle avoidance when it's coming down, so it's not going to land on top of a tree or anything. We have been screen recording for 35 minutes, so the drone has been on for, well, let's see, I shut it off briefly to put that new SD card in, but almost completely. So it's coming down here, and I can't remember, I think I moved right off, so I have no expectation of a precision landing here. I didn't give it a look at its landing pad, but you never know. And it's seeing stuff all the way around it. The grass is pretty short here, so let's just go ahead and let it land, and it's going to land. You can see it on the Action 2 camera here. I'm going to move the camera just a little, and it picks up the gimbal so that it doesn't so that it doesn't smash the gimbal down into the pavement or whatever. And so all you're looking at is grass right now. Let's stop recording. Okay, I'll pick it up, and we'll walk back, and then we'll stop recording. Okay, stopping recording now. Let me get everything shut down, and we'll do a quick conclusion. Man, guys, I am struggling today with the record button. The record button on the drone and the record button on this camera right here. So what you guys didn't see, you will just have seen the video from the drone and the screen recording as the drone landed. So in any case, I do have this camera recording now. Man, what a day. And in fact, today is Tuesday, August 2nd, and it was the day that they released the DJI Action 4 camera. And it's not something that I'm gonna buy right away, maybe sometime if they put it on sale or something like that. But anyway, just kind of interesting. I know that had a lot of interest. Neither here nor there. What we're here to talk about is this drone right here, the Air 3. So this is really only my second flight with the drone, and man, it was awesome. This thing is so quiet. I think it's the quietest. I think it's quieter than the Mini. There were a couple of girls here that had a blanket laid out, and they were having a little bit of a picnic or whatever. The drone didn't bother them. I mean, you know, because it's so quiet, didn't bother anybody. So anyway, we proved that that APAS 5.0 is a thing. It was just amazing watching this guy go around the trees and so forth, and I'm quite sure that tracking will really be something as well. So I'm looking forward to trying that. In fact, if I do a tracking video, I'll probably get out my electric bike and just see how well it goes around trees. It'll be a little bit nerve-wracking because, you know, obviously then you won't be looking right at the FPV screen the whole time. So we'll see how that goes. The other thing that I might do is get my Skydio 2 out and just see how they compare, right? One of the complaints about the Skydio 2 was it wasn't particularly cinematic. It was kind of more jerky motions. This guy doesn't do those quick moves like that Skydio does, so it probably would look better, although that's something we'll need to test. But anyway, this flight, we tried out that APAS and then went over and messed around with the tele camera, looking at the fountains there over at the village at Meridian, which was pretty cool. You got to see the dancing fountains. The only complaint that I have is I wish that I always, when I switch, you got to stop recording to switch cameras. Okay. But then you've got to remember to start recording again, and I struggle with that, as you guys saw. So that's probably a good reason, if you want to record your whole flight, to do a screen recording every time. So anyway, this is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out, and if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really appreciate you taking the time to look at this video, and of course we'll see you on the next one. The DJI Air 3, I'm just saying this guy's a winner. So far so good. Only 2 flights with it, but I'm saying it's a winner. See ya.